In this video, I'm going to show you how to go from text to building a web app like this that analyzes CVs using AI in under 20 minutes. We're going to build and plan out our entire app using AI. We're going to get AI to describe all of the features, user journeys, and detailed technical prompts on how to build each of these features. So we can just download them and give them to the AI to build. So we can build a powerful app without needing any technical knowledge. And it's going to be built on a template, complete with its own website, user accounts, and payments already integrated. So let's do a quick demonstration of how this app will work. I've gone ahead and downloaded this sample CV. We're going to come into our CV analyzer. We're going to select this CV and click Analyze CV. And just like that, our CV has been analyzed. This tool will extract all of the text from the CV, send it off to an AI, and give us urgent fixes, critical fixes, and optional fixes to help us improve our CV. It takes the name directly from the CV and it gives us areas to improve. And all of this was built without writing a single prompt. So let's get started in the tutorial. So as with every build, we need to make sure we start with a plan before we just dive in and randomly start making code. So I've gone ahead and I've made this mind map using CodeSpring because creating all the context on how all of the features work for our app is the most important step in making sure that your app is going to be bug-free, not full of security holes, and it's going to work without spending hundreds of pounds on infinite AI loops. So here's the basic list of features we're going to have in our app. We're going to have an area to upload a CV. We're then going to get a feedback breakdown from OpenAI along with improvement suggestions for our CV and some overall score on our CV. Now the AI has actually gone into detail on each of these features, describing not only how they work, but also how to go ahead and build it. You would want to, in your CodeSpring account, go ahead and add a little bit of additional context on how you want these features to work to make sure it fits closer with what you have in your mind. So for example, for the CV upload, the user is going to be able to access an upload page. Then upon the success, we want to extract the text from that CV. And then what CodeSpring's done is it's actually generated us a requirement doc on exactly how to build that specific feature, walking through the user journey, describing the technical implementation, including a description of how we would build the database. We're going to skip databases for this video, and then the actions and APIs that are needed in order for this to work within our app. So I'm going to collapse that, but you can see that I'm just going to go ahead and add context for each one of these individual features. And I'd recommend you spend a little bit of time in your CodeSpring account just planning out how you want each of your features to work, because the more context the AI has got, the better the end result is going to be. Now the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and generate a PRD for each of these individual features. And you can see I've actually gone ahead and already done this. I've got a product requirement doc for all of the different features. So now we can actually get started building our app, and it's going to be incredibly quick and easy. Let's just start off with downloading all of these requirement docs. Amazing, and just like that, we now have full documentation on how to build all of the features for this app. The next thing we're going to do is actually come into this central part of the CV analyzer inside CodeSpring, and we're actually going to clone the CodeSpring boilerplate. We're going to head over to Cursor, which is the tool we're going to use to build, and we're just going to come into the terminal and clone this repository. And just like that, you can see it's created us the entire code base for our app. I'm just going to go ahead and open that up in Finder, open a new terminal, and then run npm install. And while that's installing, if you come to your CodeSpring account, you can grab a subscription down below in the description. We also have a whole load of courses, so if you're worried about how to get set up with Cursor, how to set up GitHub, how to get all of these tools linked, there's a whole load of courses showing you how to integrate things like databases, create GitHub, understanding how to use Cursor and how the software works. Plus there's an entire course that's going to show you how to go from completely empty project to duplicating the boilerplate to building a plan with CodeSpring, setting up databases, building amazing UI, linking it to GitHub, and finally deploying that app just by using CodeSpring. Cool, so it looks like it's now installed all those packages, and we're just going to run npm run dev. And if we come to localhost 3000, the CodeSpring boilerplate is now ready to go, complete with a website with really nice UI and animations. We've got user accounts already set up. We have the ability to go ahead and log in and create an account for our app. And if we head to the dashboard area, we have basically everything ready to get set up for our app. So we're going to go ahead and build the CV analysis part of our app in the dashboard page. We also have the ability to go ahead and upgrade because payments are already integrated inside the CodeSpring boilerplate. We can track usage and we have user accounts. So just like that, by cloning this link here, we've saved ourselves a huge amount of time. Now the next thing we need to do is come into the navigation panel, create a new folder and call it PRD. We're going to head over to Finder. We're going to grab these requirement docs here and we're just going to dump them into this folder here. So we now have 4 files explaining exactly what it is that we want to build. And now it's actually really quick and easy to get this set up. We're just going to come into the Cursor chat. We're going to head and select, I'm going to go with Gemini 2.5 Pro, and we're going to turn off the max mode. And all we're going to do is say, build me this app, and we're going to tag each of these requirement doc files. So we're going to tag the PRD CV upload, the scoring system, feedback breakdown, and also the improvement suggestions. We're then going to say, build me this in the dashboard page. Then what I'm going to do is head to dribble.com, and I've searched for CV Analyzer, but there's not really many options for inspiration for design. But we are just going to come to this one here, and we're just going to take a screenshot of this, come back to Cursor and paste this in the chat. And that is going to give it a little bit of direction in terms of the overall style and design. I'm going to describe a little bit about how I want the UI to look, and then we're just going to go ahead and send this and let the AI start building for us. Now, while it's doing that, I want to explain a little bit more about what CodeSpring is doing here. You can actually see it's created this tech stack area, and it's got all of the information of the different bits of tech that are needed in order to get this app built. So for example, we actually have down here OpenAI API. We need to integrate directly into OpenAI to do the analysis. We also have something called OCR Space, and what that is essentially a tool that's going to take a PDF and it's going to extract the text from that PDF, and it's going to make it easy for us to send that text directly to OpenAI. And you can see if we actually go from the feedback breakdown feature and we have a look at the notes that CodeSpring has made, it's already described that we're going to get the text from the CV and send that to OpenAI. And you can see it's actually grabbed a lot of information on how to actually take and use the OCR Space API to extract the text from the PDF. All of that information has then been included inside these requirement docs. If we actually scroll down here, you can see the training notes that it's used. So it's used this document here plus this to-do list in order to make it easy for the AI to understand exactly how to build this feature. Now, when we actually started this build, you guys didn't see, but I actually went ahead and selected the CodeSpring starter template, which means all of those requirement docs are trained off the code in this specific template that you've duplicated, meaning all of the features are going to fit in perfectly with this boilerplate. But if you wanted to build using Lovable, Bolt, or Rep, you could select a starter template on any of those. Just like that, you can see the AI is going through and it's creating all the files that we need in order for this to work. Okay, so it looks like it has created most of the files. So we're going to come back to our template app, and you can see we've already got the upload your CV section. Now what we're going to do is actually just look for the feedback breakdown PRD, and we're going to come back into the chat. We're going to tag the PRD feedback breakdown, and we're just going to say make sure that when the CV is uploaded we extract the text and send it to OpenAI. We've tagged the OpenAI documentation and we want that result to be shown on the front end. And because of the way this requirement doc has been created, it already has explained exactly how we want to go ahead and integrate this stuff. We're just giving the AI a little bit of extra direction by giving it some documentation. Okay, and just like that, it has created all of those features. So we should now be able to test this app, and then we can go from there and hopefully debug any issues if they come up. So first of all, we're going to go ahead and upload our CV. You can see the CV has been uploaded. All we need to do now is click on Analyze. Okay, and just like that, it has gone ahead and it has given us some analysis of this CV. So obviously, because CV is basically just a template, we've got forename and surname up here. It's obviously not got the exact name, and it's given us a lot of information on urgent fixes and critical fixes, which are pretty obvious because our CV just has no information in them. At the moment, we've got some urgent fixes that we need to make on the job title placeholders. So just like that, we've gone ahead and we've built a CV analysis app incredibly quickly just by planning everything inside CodeSpring, downloading those requirement docs, uploading them directly into Cursor, and then just asking it to build for us. And because it's built with inside the CodeSpring boilerplate, we already have a website with user accounts already set up. So you could just go ahead and deploy this. So anybody can just visit your website, sign up to this app, and then use this tool. If you want to grab access to a CodeSpring subscription to build your apps rapidly using AI, go ahead and click the link down below in the description and grab yourself a subscription. There's a whole load of courses that are going to teach you how to build with Cursor, and there's a full starter template, exactly the same as the one that we used in this tutorial. And once you've built your app, we even have a slideshow marketing tool that will take your app idea, generate market research, and then with a click of a button, create you TikTok and Instagram carousels that you can just download with one click and post onto those platforms to get millions of views and thousands of users. You can plan out as many ideas as you want, you can duplicate that boilerplate as many times as you want, and there's a whole host of new exciting features coming. But instead of on average as a Vibe coder spending £500 building your app, prompting the AI, burning AI tokens, you can see just how quickly you could build and deploy a minimum viable product using something like CodeSpring for just £49 per month. So if you click the link down below in the description, you can grab access to a subscription for CodeSpring. I cannot guarantee we're going to be sitting at £49 per month for much longer. As we start to add new features and we get more users, that price will gradually increase.